Well, hello everybody. I just want to double check that you can hear me because I know we had a few technical glitches yesterday. So as soon as you hear me talking, just type into the box, into the chat box, and just let me know that you can hear me and you can see me on screen, and then I'll get going. There's normally about a minute delay between me actually speaking to you and you hearing me. I just want to double check my settings as well to make sure I've got the right microphone on. Yep, right. Perfect. Fantastic. Well, we have got some very committed people here today, so congratulations if you're here. I'll just say hi to a couple of people and then I will get started. So hey Karen, hey Brenda, hey Cynthia, hey Ricky, hey Ross, Mona, Merle, good to see you Merle, Adam, we've got Paul, we've got Terry, someone else, a couple of others just joined, so it just jolted a few things. We've got Larry, hey Lubos, hey Andy, great to see you Andy Lockhart. Ron McLean, Clarence Murphy, Shelby. How you doing, Shelby? Sharon. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Abin. Warren, Rich, Robin, James, and Jason, and a fair amount of other people. But yeah, I'll get started right now. Yes, you can see me. Yes, you can hear me. I don't know if you managed to catch up with the replay from yesterday if you hadn't watched it yet, but it was quite interesting to see that actually the replay worked fine, and there was no kind of dips in communication, I don't think, and I didn't drop off like I did a few times live. So if you can't hear me tonight, or if the screen goes blank, stick with it and it should work. If it doesn't for any reason, then you can catch up. But what we're going to do today is we're going to dig in a little bit more. We're going to talk more about the strategy of your team site. And once you've got your team site set up, what do you do next? Because yesterday was all about the steps that you need to take in order to get your team site set up. So it's ready, so it's functional, so it's got content on it, and you can start to introduce it to other people. Now, one of the I guess misconceptions in a way is when I say team site, a lot of people think, oh, I've got to have a team. I don't have a team yet. And you may be in that situation. You may not have a team. So today, I'm going to show you the process of what to do once you've set up your team site in order to get a team. Because when I set up Pure Leverage Leaders, I didn't have a team either. No, I was completely new. I mean, I've been marketing online for years, but I was completely new in that opportunity. And there was all these other people, like probably about 10,000 other people, all competing to get new prospects into the Pure Leverage opportunity. So I thought, well, what could I do differently? And that was to create a team website. And I had a vision in my mind. And just listen to what I'm about to say, because what I'm about to say is critical for sponsoring new reps. And that is, you must have a vision that is bigger than your prospect. You must have a vision that is bigger than your prospect, and your prospect needs to be able to sense that. You know, if you've got a team website, if you've got some traffic even coming to the site, or if you've got bonuses, if you've got some kind of incentive for people to join, then when you can portray that message to your prospect as you're talking to people, they want to be part of it, and I'll show you that in a second. So what we're going to do is go into more detail about the strategy. I'm just going to bring up my slides. Once you see them, can you just type into the box and let me know that you can see my PowerPoint, and I will get started. I'm pretty sure you can. If you've got any specific questions, just like we did yesterday, if you type them into the questions box, we probably won't go longer than an hour today. We went a little bit over yesterday, but I think an hour is ample to get this information to you and to answer any specific questions that you've got. So just let me know when you can see the slides and I will get started. Okay, so welcome to Bonus 2. This is the second bonus webinar that you received as a result of investing in team site traffic. This is the team site strategy blueprint, and I've called it 10 simple steps to success because when I laid it out recently, there was 10 steps to start seeing results. And these are the 10 things that you want to do after you've done what I explained yesterday. Yep, you can see my screen. Fantastic. Okay, what I want to do first before I dig in is just want to say congratulations to everybody so far who has applied for my my attraction marketing team machine coaching program. You know, the doors are closing on Sunday. The link is there. if you missed it yesterday or if you haven't yet applied. But we've had there's 14 here, but I know there's been another 5 or 6. There's probably about 20 people who have applied so far. And as I mentioned yesterday, spaces are limited, and I can't teach and train everybody, but it is interesting to see how many of you actually want this. How many of you are in the position now where you want to go deeper, you want to learn more, and you want to work closer with me so I can point you in the right direction, either personally or in some kind of group environment. So congratulations. Leslie will be getting back with you over the next couple of days to schedule your appointments, and then next week I'll be conducting the appointments, and it'll probably be about an hour call that I'll have with you so I can find out more about you, which direction you're looking to go, to see if you'd be a fit or not. So just to let you know that we will be working through the applications over the next couple of days. All right, so let's get started. Grab your pen and paper. Some of the steps that I'm going to take you through here, that I would say that they're all necessary. They are all necessary. Now, you may not have done some of these things, retargeting especially, but who knows what retargeting is? Do you know what retargeting is? Just type into the box if you know, into the chat box, if you know what retargeting is, and then I'll explain what it is, and then I want to give you a poll in a second to see if you've done Facebook ads before. So basically, with the Team Site Traffic product launch, and you probably saw this yourself, but what happened was everybody this part here was specifically for people that landed on the sales letter but did not buy. People that landed on the sales letter but did not buy. And what I did was I created an advert here with my face on it, with the product on it. And again, I want you to imagine now this is your network marketing or affiliate opportunity that you're bringing people back to your site. So I created an image, I created some text, and prior to that, I created something called a website custom audience that allowed me to add a little bit of code onto my sales letter that said that anybody that lands on the sales letter gets added to this audience, and I can then display this specific advert in front of those people. Now, what I also did, which goes into a little more detail, I created another piece of code and another website custom audience that said that if somebody purchased Team Site Traffic, they would get added to a second audience. And what I did was here, you might be able to see it, it says custom audience, Team Site sales letter, landing page. So everybody who landed on the Team Site sales letter, and I excluded custom audience, Team Site Traffic customers, so people that had purchased. So that meant this advert only ever showed to people that did not buy. And have a look at the results of this. Over $129.27 spent, $2,989 made back in profit. You can see you can see that right there. In fact, if I move on to the second example, and then I'll tie this back into why this is important, the little sidebar ad here, again, just a little image targeting the exact same people, made over $3,283 with just $60.24 spent. Now, imagine if you were able to put an advert like this in front of people that had landed on your team website but did not sign up into your team. So every day they're on Facebook, and in the sidebar and in the news feed, they see your face, they see your team name, they see your advert. That is, this is absolute gold, and this is cutting edge technology and cutting edge strategies that very few people are actually doing. One very interesting thing that you'll notice is for my my coaching program, you'll see that I am retargeting you, basically, just to kind of give away my secrets. But today, I've set up some sidebar adverts that tell you that the coaching program is open and it closes closes on Sunday, and there's a few spaces left. So if you see that advert, you'll know that I'm actually targeting my customers, because this is a specific opportunity for you only. It's not for everybody, it's just for customers. Does that make sense? Don't know how to do it with Facebook ads. James says, yep, no, no, no. I know retargeting, no, which doesn't. So hopefully that explains. It is incredibly powerful. I'm just interested. I'm just going to give you a little poll here. And I'm just going to say start poll. Have you ever done Facebook ads before? Because, I mean, how many people have you seen talking about Facebook ads? And when you can combine this with your team website, that is where you're driving traffic, because you can automate most of this process. So the people that land on your team site, because if you imagine all of your team members start to drive traffic to the team site, that means there's a lot of people visiting it that aren't joining, that you can then put an advert in front of them on Facebook. So that is retargeting. But I'll explain why you want to do retargeting on your site. Now, this is important strategy, but if you don't know how to do it, you can either learn, and that's something that I'm going to be covering on the coaching program, or you can not do it if you don't want to. It's not essential, but for me, it's essential. It's something that I would definitely do, because when it comes to the next couple of steps, you'll see why. So let me run through the next step, which is number 2. Create, because I want you to imagine you've got no team members at the moment. So what you would do next is create a private invite-only page on your team site. And I did it, and I created a little video here. And again, video works best, but if you've never done video before, you could speak to the person, like your close friends, on the phone, or you could just write text. And what you're going to do is you're going to send out a message to your close friends or close fans, effectively. So people that you've built a relationship up with over time, people that people that know you, like you, and trust you. You're going to invite them, because once you've got your team site set up, you need to then invite people to join your opportunity. So this video, and that you've got a link to this inside your team site traffic members back office. You can go and watch the video and see exactly how I did it and what I did, and then you can model it about your own. So when you're ready to launch your team site, and when you're ready to go and contact a number of people, create a private invite-only page that's not visible to anybody else on your site. So it's kind of a hidden page. Put a video on it, or put some text on it, and invite people that you know, because ideally you want to bring a core group of people in. Does that make sense? And again, as I go through this, it will start to make more sense as we go. Okay, I'll answer questions after. So if you've got any specific questions, post in the questions box again, and I'll come back to all those questions afterwards. All right, so that would be the next step. But then the step after that would be, because essentially you've just now, let's just go back a step, you've just created your private invite-only page, and now you've got to invite people personally to this. And I want you to think that the big mistake that most people make is they think that they need to invite thousands of people. They need to send spam messages out and post spam messages on Facebook, and that's not how to build your business at all. It's by sending a personal message to a couple, let's say 10 to 20. You know, I did it. I got about 50 core people that I built relationships with, and I messaged all of those people. And as a result of that, and them coming over to my video, I think it was about 28 people had joined within like 19 or 20 days. So this is powerful. As long as you've got a reasonably good looking team site, and you've got a vision, and you can explain this to people and say, look, that's what I'm creating. So what I did, you can see here, is invite your key people and share your vision. Now, what I said earlier was, if you have a vision that is bigger than your prospect, you'll sponsor people all day long. Hey George, something came across my desk yesterday which has got me very excited, but I've got to keep quiet about it at the moment. Instantly, that gets George's attention. He's like, what is it? Why have you got to keep quiet about it? It's in underground launch mode. And I was talking about my team website at the time. However, I am allowed to let a few key people know about it, and of course you're one of them. Now George feels special because he is an important person, and these people that I messaged were important. So let me know if you'd like to hear more, and I'll send you a video that I just finished which explains more. I'm just uploading it now. Now, I probably finished uploading it, but this little bit here kind of gave the impression that it was real, and it was real, but it, it's how you can communicate with people. So again, these messages are in your team site traffic members back office, and you can model them and use them as your own. Now, I'm not saying 100% they're going to work every single time for you. It depends on the relationship you've got with your prospects and your key people. But I would say only send these out to your key people. But George said, I'm interested. Beth said, let me know what's got you excited. Kim said, please let me know what you found. Sounds interesting. Kerry says, be interested in taking a look. And there was another 25 people that replied back and said they wanted, but actually there's probably about another 40 people that replied back in total. Let me just make sure you can still hear me and see me. Okay, cool. Just checking. If you can't, then just type in and I'll keep popping back every so often. So let me just check what the next step is after that. So that's inviting your key people. And what I did once they'd replied and said, let me know what's got you interested, I sent them a link to the video or to the private invite only page. And I had people read and watch that video. And that video was me sharing my vision about the team site and about the culture that I was going to be creating. And they could be part of it. They could grow with me. They could be part of the team. They could be positioned within the team, being one of the first people that came in, and it just got people excited. Now, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can talk about your opportunity, or if you don't want to talk about your opportunity yet, this video can be generic. It could be, hey, I'm putting together a team site for an opportunity that I'm involved in. I'm going to be moving quickly. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for you to be part of this and to grow, and for me to help you position you as an expert. If you'd like to know more, let me know. And what I had a ton of people contacting me to say, yes, I want to know more. Yes, Gavin, how can I join? So this is kind of the way. I was talking to Alex, one of our members earlier, who's got his team site set up, or getting his team site set up, and he's going to be talking to, I think he's going to do a private webinar for about 30 key people on Saturday or at the weekend, and he's going to do basically the same thing that I did in a video. If you want to do so, you can talk to people on the phone instead of doing a video, or you can do a webinar, or you could write some text. Whatever you do, it's got to be personal to that person or those people. This is the problem. When you mass market this part, it doesn't work so well. So you want to do it personally, just like network marketing should be. Okay, Susan said, if you get key people involved, they are those you know who are going to promote and work the most. Absolutely. Perfectly put. Okay, right. Next step. Personally focus on personally sponsoring people. When you stop sponsoring people and recruiting people, your team stops sponsoring people and recruiting people. I continued for as long as I was able to. And there was a few challenges with Pure Leverage at the time, growing pains. As new technology came on, there was more support tickets, and they couldn't keep up with it at the time. I stopped recruiting for a while, but when I stopped recruiting or sponsoring, a lot of my team did as well. So it's an interesting thing to be aware of. If you're not doing it, if you're not going out bringing new people in all the time and introducing them to the group and the concept of the team, your team members aren't going to duplicate you. Ideally, you want to sponsor people for long enough that it becomes automatic and your team grows without you even being there. So you need to continue to build relationships, and I talk in a lot of my trainings about the KLT factor, which is the know, like, and trust. You've got to get people over time to get to know you, to get to like you, and to get to trust you, and only then will they join your business. I haven't had time to go into much detail about the KLT factor with you specifically. but with some of my existing tribe and team that I've been working closely with for a long time, I talk about the KLT factor quite often, and many of you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so step 4 is personally sponsor people and continue to do it. Step 5, and what I've if you were on last night's webinar or yesterday's webinar, I showed you more about the brand new features in the plugin and the fact that you're now able to send people to a Facebook group or a fan page and give your team member the credit for that. Now, what I'm saying to you right now might be going completely over your head, and that's absolutely fine. It probably will for a little while. You've just got to let it sink in. You've just got to be aware of this big picture. And as I said yesterday, this is a long-term education cycle. It's successful people aren't just made successful. They're not just plonked on the earth or planted on the earth and they're successful. They're making a lot of money. They're influencing a lot of people. They've got to work at it, and it's an evolutionary process. So you invest in the first training, you watch it, you consume it, you implement it, you move on to the next part. You move on to the next part. You get better and better and better, and you keep learning. You keep educating. So that was a little side tangent there from what we were talking about, but more so to say that if you don't get it right now, that's okay. We've got a private members group specifically for that. So create a team group for, and this could be either or. It could be a members only group, or it could be a prospects group. You get people to add people to the group, and this one I did was a members only group, but I have done it before with a business I was doing for a while called Networking Superstars, where I added people to the group, and I built relationships with the people in the group. I shared value with the people in the group. I gave good quality information, and those people got to know, like, and trust me. Then when an opportunity launches, or when you want to invite that person to become part of your opportunity, that's when people join you, because they know, like, and trust you. So you could create one of two groups, or you could create one for prospects first. So you and your team members invite and add prospects to the group. You give value in the group. Then when that person joins your team, then they join the members only group. So if you want to do a fan page, you can do. Fan pages are incredibly powerful, although if you don't know what you're doing particularly, you probably only want to create either a group or a fan page. If you try to do both, you're probably going to overwhelm yourself. So I would say focus on one first. Focus on the prospects group first, and then once they join up, start to create a members group. Does that make sense? And again, just type into the box and let me know that you're with me, that this all makes sense, because if it doesn't, I need to go into a bit more detail, or I need to kind of step back a little bit and just help you understand it a bit more. But as I said, some of this might not make sense anyway yet. It will do. It just takes a little bit of time. Okay, let's go through and move on. I'll just come back to you. Okay, so now you've invited people. So here you are. You had nobody in your team originally. Now you've invited people. You've sent people to your invite page, and some of those people have said, yeah, I'd love to join you. So now you've got, let's say you've got 10 people in your team. Probably, dependent on who those people are, they might not know what they're doing. They might need some kind of training. That's where your bonus that you offer people can come in handy. Because if you're, and I think I'm going to cover this in a bit more detail, but if you can create some kind of training that teaches people how to actually build their business and duplicate what you've done already, then it grows. So what I did was, there was just me. I sent out kind of a teaser message to my core 50 people, 28 of those people joined. And then what I did was I wrote some swipe copy that my team members could then use to go and contact their people, if that makes sense. So swipe copy is basically something that you write yourself that you give your team and they use as their own. And I put here, so basically my team members were going out contacting people, and because Pure Leverage was kind of big at the time, I said, has anyone mentioned Pure Leverage to you yet? It's still in early days at the moment. I'm working closely with someone called Gavin Mountford, and this would be your name here. I'm working closely with somebody called Sue Bride. I'm working closely with somebody called Merle Gibbons right now, and we've got a great support team. Let me know if you'd like to hear more, and I'll send you a video that Gavin or whoever you are just finished, which explains more. Let me know as soon as possible, as time is of the essence. And I created like 5 different swipes of this. So because if people are going to Facebook and they're all messaging the same people, very quickly people get fed up and annoyed. So you want to be a little bit careful there. If you were part of the affiliate launch for Team Site Traffic, then you'll have seen that I created swipe copy for my affiliates to promote Team Site Traffic. So I gave status updates, I gave images, I gave emails, I gave blog posts that allowed my affiliates, essentially my team, to go out and promote my product. So this is what you want to do once you've started to get your team together to actually build your team site. Let me just come back to the chat and double check. Are they alternatives for the teaser messages rather than being a series of emails? James said, yeah. James, I would say if you can train people, it's tricky because you can't necessarily conversation and building relationships with people on Facebook and social media can't really be cookie cutter. It can't be exactly the same every time. So you've got to basically you've got to teach people how to think for themselves and stand on their own 2 feet. So you could write like 3 or 4 messages. That's the first message that is the first teaser message. Then the second message would be the follow-up message, or the giving the link. Sorry, the second message would be the follow-up, and then the third message would be giving people the link to the opportunity. So I'm not sure if that made sense or if I went off on a bit of a tangent then. Okay, so that was number 6, write swipe copy for your team. Number 7, gather testimonials from team members. So once you've got like 10 people, you can ask them or give them an opportunity, which I normally like to do, to record a testimonial. And if you tell them, the testimonial will be put on the team website so everybody will be able to see it. And it can be a video testimonial or it can be a written testimonial. Some people won't want to do video, some people will want to do written. But again, you want to gather testimonials from your team members because that adds to the social proof element that your team is growing and people are going to be joining, not just you, but they're going to be joining a team of people to help make a difference and help them succeed at what they're doing. So this is about building a team. So gather testimonials, and I know there was a couple of questions from a couple of people a while back about the testimonials. And if you've got any specific questions about that, again, let me know in the questions box, and I will reply. Okay, let's move on. Number 8, or step 8. Once you've learned how to use Facebook ads, and you don't have to just use Facebook ads, you could do solo ads, you could do blogging, you could do social media. But one of the best paid traffic methods at the moment is, my pen won't work particularly, but is using Facebook ads to drive massive traffic back to the site. And when traffic comes to the website, team site, when traffic comes to the website, people are exposed to you and what you're doing. Many of those people will just bounce off. But if you've implemented retargeting, those people that came to the team site are all going to see the team site and you and your opportunity in their newsfeed and in their sidebar. And if you're talking about your opportunity, or if you're talking about your team, and every day somebody sees that advert to say, let's say for me, Pure Leverage leaders, and then if somebody sees your opportunity, and instantly they think, I'm interested in that opportunity. Oh, let me go and see Gavin. Gavin's got a great team site. Or let me go and see Susan, or let me go and see Merle, or let me go and see Leslie, let me go and see James. They've got a great team site for that opportunity. You become top of that person's mind for your opportunity because you've got a team site that is different to everybody else. You can see here 431 clicks, 40 cents per click, 84 post likes, 81 leads because I was sending people to a capture page, and 67 other actions, which includes shares, etc. as well. This was actually an advert that I was doing for team site traffic a while back, but incredibly powerful. So I could say step 8 is turn on the traffic. Turn on traffic. I wanted to talk more about Facebook ads because it's more current. It's more the thing that most people want to learn. And again, it's something that, dependent on your level, it's something that we'll be working on in the coaching program. So how you can leverage Facebook and how you can leverage traffic to drive back to your team site. And I'll be covering that in a fair amount of detail. Plus, I'll be working with several people on a one-to-one basis, which will be customized to you specifically. So if you've literally just started your team site, then I'll guide you through the entire process. If you've already set your site up, then we can start looking at the more advanced strategies, the webinars, the fan pages, the groups, how you can leverage your team, how you can use retargeting. So that's what we're going to be covering in the coaching program. So if you see one of my retargeting ads within the next couple of days, you'll know what I'm doing. If you see an advert that says, hey, coaching program, space is available, click here to, I forget exactly what I put, click here to apply, then you'll know that you're a customer of mine and I've set up retargeting. And just think, wow, that is so powerful. If I knew how to do that for my team site, how many new signups would you get? How much more income would you make as a result of that? Because you can do it for affiliate programs, etc. So turn on the traffic, step 8. Let's move on. Get your team to duplicate fast. This is how you grow a network marketing business. To start with, it's you. Then it's 3 other people. Then it's 5 people. Now you've got 8 or 10 in the team. And then they do some more. You've seen the examples many times before. But if you can get your team to duplicate what you do, you're going to see massive growth in your organization. You're going to see massive income. You're going to get to the top of the leaderboards. You're going to grow a big business, a long-term sustainable business. You might be an affiliate marketer where downlines don't count. That's absolutely fine. You can still use this easily. But the point is, how do you get your team to duplicate fast? Well, you've got to train them how to do it. Train them how to do it. So if you've used a strategy that works yourself, then in your bonus, and somebody was asking, what do I put in the bonus package? I think it was Keisha. In your bonus, and this is an over-the-top bonus. Your bonus does not need to compete with mine. You're in a different opportunity. Probably nobody else has got a site like yours. You could have a couple of videos, a couple of PDFs, a couple of like training methods that teach your team how to duplicate and how to build the business. The Mike Dillard wrote a book years ago. I think it was called MLM System Formula. And I've took that and I've ran with it. And basically, whenever I create trainings like this, let me see if I can explain it. Team website. You here. You sponsor somebody into your opportunity. MLM. That person doesn't know what to do. So your bonus basically teaches them how to build your business or your team site. So that person now comes back around. They go through a little training program here. They understand how it works. They go, oh, so all I need to do is go to Facebook, contact 10 people a day, build a relationship with them. This is what your training teaches. Send out this specific message, this swipe message that you give them. And if you do that consistently, you're going to bring some people in. That would be one method of like a bonus. That would be one method of teaching your team how to duplicate. I was talking to Shelby the other day, and again, I think you're on here tonight. I was talking to Shelby. She knows about, I think it was Shelby anyway, she knows about LinkedIn quite well. So I said to her, well, why don't you create maybe 3 videos on LinkedIn that show people how to promote your team site and your opportunity using LinkedIn? And then your bonus would be how to generate 15 free leads per day from LinkedIn and get 1 to 2 signups per week, something like that. And then prospects come to the team site and they see how to generate 15 free leads from LinkedIn and how to get 1 to 2 signups each week. You get this if you join our team, and they're like, yeah, I'd like to know more. What is that? They join your team, they watch the training, they become a rep, and they do that. They do what you just taught them. Now, again, I know this may be going a little bit more advanced than where you're at right now. And if that's the case, go back to the webinar that I recorded yesterday and go through that part first. Because, as I said previously, if you imagine and remember, if you know any children, or if you've got any like babies or children or adults that that have been children, everybody had to start somewhere. The child couldn't walk, couldn't crawl, couldn't do anything to start with, and you nurtured them gradually. They learnt more and more. Then they were able to crawl. Then they were able to stand, and they fell, and they stood, and they fell, and they stood, and they fell, and they stood. Then they were able to walk, and they fell, and they walked, and they fell, and they walked, and they ran. Okay? So this is a long-term process. This is attraction marketing at its finest, and this is something that it's going to take you a little bit of time to get this, but when you get it, it's a skill for life, and I want you to remember that. All right, let's go to the last little bit. Step 10, create your members area. And your members area is basically for prospects who have joined your team, who now get access to the training that you've given them, get access to your bonus. So inside your, I use something called Digital Access Pass, or DAP, Digital Access Pass, to create a members area. And in that, I'd added a couple of different videos that taught people how to start quickly, fast start guide. And that had the Facebook strategy and the strategy I talked about before. If your bonus was a LinkedIn product, then this would be where your LinkedIn videos would go. How to get started in your opportunity fast. This was how to get into the community, the members only community. And we had a couple of other things support in place as well. So create your members area. Create your members area. And again, if you've got any questions, if this doesn't make sense, post in the group, because we've got an incredible support group. And I just want to say a huge thank you if you're in that group and if you're helping members that maybe don't know how to do this yet, because everybody's got to start somewhere. And if you're a complete beginner, that's absolutely fine. That's exciting because you've got so much to learn and implement and teach and help other people. The last part is, once you've got 10 to 20 new team members, do a webinar. Create a webinar and use my new features in the software that allow you to share a webinar page. All your team members now promote the webinar page through their own unique link, which means that they get, when the visitor enters their email address in, they watch the webinar, they get redirected back at the end of the webinar to the join page. They join the opportunity, they get credited back to the team member. But at the same time, you're potentially using or leveraging 10 to 20 people to all promote the webinar, which means that you end up with, this webinar probably had about 150 people on it, I think, if I remember correctly. And this was responsible for massive growth in our team. We probably had about 20 to 30 new people sign up as a result of this webinar. Because the challenges Pure Leverage had with their technology, I didn't grow this opportunity as big as I could have. And you'll see very soon how I do it, because I'm going to create a new team site from scratch very, very soon, probably start in August, and you'll be able to watch the entire process of how it works and fits together. So if you've got any specific questions on what I've talked about, post them in the questions box. I'll run back through the questions just very quickly before I do. If you haven't applied and you do want to work closer with me, either on a one-on-one basis or in a group environment where I can take you through this entire process of setting up your team site, getting traffic, leveraging Facebook, setting retargeting up, and kind of going through the entire process so you've got me to hold your hand, then go to teamsitetraffic.com/TMC1, TMC1, and submit your application. As I said, probably about 20 people, I think, so far have applied. That means it's going to take me a little bit of time to get to you, but I'm going to be doing most of the calls next week. So I'm going to aim to get through all the calls next week and bring in a few people to work closer with. So questions and answers. Let's have a little look. All right. I'm going to go to the questions. What software are you using for retargeting? Larry said, just Facebook, Larry. Facebook now have got a place in their website custom audiences that they give you a piece of code that you can put on your website, and when somebody lands on that page, they get added to that custom audience. Then you create your Facebook ad, and you basically target that custom audience with the ad. Incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. And I'm actually going to be covering that tomorrow on the fast action takers or the fast mover bonuses. I'm going to be going into a bit more detail on retargeting. But again, I won't be able to do it on a one-on-one basis like I will be able to on the coaching. James says, any tips for developing a high value bonus quickly? That's a good question. There was definitely some people in the Facebook group today who were asking a similar question, so maybe have a look through that. What would I say and what would I recommend? I would say create something that's congruent, create something that ties in together with, think about who your prospect is. Is your prospect is your team site focused on prospects and customers, or is your team site focused on team builders and people who are growing the business? Because your team will need to be set up and structured differently dependent on who your target market is, who you're actually specifically targeting. So once you know that, once you know the type of person, is it going to be mainly female, mainly women that are coming to your site? Is it going to be mainly men? Is it going to be a combination? Is it going to be professional people? Is it going to be make money from home type people who are looking for an opportunity? Once you know, if you can match your message to your target market, so message to market match, if you can match your message to your market, everything becomes so much easier because your bonus almost creates itself. So your bonus would be create either a PDF, create a video, do a webinar, create a couple of blog posts to start with. Just get something done and something out there, but make sure it ties in with the people. Because if you've got a customer-facing website, like it's talking about your opportunity and becoming a customer and buying the product and product reviews, and your bonus is more for people who are looking to build like a business using Facebook, then there's going to be a mismatch, and people are going to go, I don't understand. Why would I join this team in order to get something to build a business on Facebook? So there's kind of a mismatch, and I hope that made sense what I just said. It may have done, it may not have done, but I would say create a video or create some kind of PDF or some kind of blog post and just package it up. Create some kind of e-cover. And again, I've got a designer if you need them to create you any kind of good graphics, because the better the graphic, the better the package, the better your team and the more people join. Ross says, are testimonials better in video or text? Good question. If somebody doesn't know what they're doing, and if somebody does a video testimonial and they waffle for 5 minutes about nothing, it's a pointless testimonial. It's a waste of time, basically. If somebody can create a 2-minute video maximum, maybe a minute video that talks about results. Hey, I've just joined Gavin Mountford's Pure Leverage Leaders team, and I can't believe it. I never made money before, and over the last 7 days, I've just signed 5 people up into my opportunity. I've made $300, and it's all thanks to the Pure Leverage Leaders team. You see, that was a short, concise video testimonial that somebody would have recorded about me and my team. That was a good testimonial. But if someone says, yeah, it's brilliant, the Facebook group and the leaders team, and Gavin's doing a fantastic job, he's helping us loads, and it's just great, you should join, that is not a very good testimonial. And it's nobody's fault. It's not the person who created the testimonial's fault. They just didn't know any better. So short, concise text ones are good, and short, concise video ones are good. What do you think about selling my bonuses, making them generic, possibly on a different site, not related to the team per se? That's what I did with VIP Wealth Academy, because ultimately I wanted to, if Pure Leverage ever disappeared, or if I ever left, which I'm not actively marketing it now, I wanted to still be able to use the bonuses later in another opportunity. So I created VIP Wealth Academy, which meant that I could then offer that as a bonus to any opportunity that I was involved in, if that makes sense. It's a bit more complicated to do. It's not something if you're completely new at this, you'd want to do. You just want to create a bonus specifically for you. What's the best way to get started doing webinars? Just do it. Just do one. That is honestly the best way to get started. You can do a Hangout for free. You can create a Facebook event for free, and just do it. The people that fail in this industry are the ones that are too scared to try anything in the first place. So although there's a strategy to it, there's a kind of a formula to it. And again, if with people that come through my coaching, if you want to know about that will be something that I'll teach you specifically. So Ross, if you wanted to know about that, we'll go through that when you get to that stage through the coaching as well. So that's all the questions I see in the questions box. Let me just have a look in the other. I'm just going to run back through. I'm just going to come back on screen for a few minutes. But essentially, I'm not going to go into too much more detail, because what I've talked about now is, it is more advanced, and it's more, once you've got your team site set up, that's the next stage, and this is the next stage. Let me just have a look. Karen says, Sue, that one went over my head. Okay, I'm just going to run through. Okay. So if anyone's got any specific questions that I haven't answered, if you'd be happy to post them in the questions and answer box, which again you'll see in the top right, there should be a question and answer box. If you post them there, I can reply. But I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover today. Google Plus Hangout is a great place for doing webinars, Shelby says. Would you create an ad to a capture page or straight to your team site and retarget them? Good question, Warren. You could do both. You could, again, it depends how good the team site is. It depends how good the capture page is. Often I like to, the first ad I would create, if I was doing Facebook, I would create one advert to take people that have never met me before. They see the advert, they click on it, and they go through to a capture page. That would be what I would do first. So people that maybe are network marketers that have never seen my team site before, they click the ad, they see the ad, they click the ad, they go through to the capture page. I've then set retargeting up on the capture page, either for everybody who landed on the capture page, or it could be people that opted into the capture page, or it could be people that didn't opt into the capture page. And then when I create that advert, I would probably bring those people back to the team website. Getting a bit more of an advanced strategy, and not something that everybody needs to know about right now. Is there another webinar tomorrow? Karen says there is, but it is only for fast movers. So the first 10 people that purchased team site traffic when we launched, and everybody knows about it who is invited to it. So If you were one of those 10, then yes, there is. But other than that, unfortunately, no. James says, I might have missed you saying because the sound went off, but would you target anyone by interest using Facebook ads or only using custom audiences for retargeting? In the past with Facebook ads, you were able to use software to scrape the IDs of specific groups of people. Facebook have now banned that effectively, so you can't do that. So you probably would want to target them by interest for brand new people that have never been to your site before. But then everybody that's been to your website now becomes somebody that you can retarget. Brian says, are you able to build that audience from traffic referred by your team? Yes, you can. So that's the power of it. If you've got 20 team members all promoting the team site and driving traffic to it, if you've got retargeting set up on the team site, what happens is everybody that's been sent to the team site now sees an advert on Facebook. Now, the only thing you've got to do is you've got to use a completely clean link back to the team site. You can't have your affiliate link in it. If you're going to be putting adverts in front of retargeting people on Facebook, then it's got to be directly to the team site. So anybody whose cookie's already been dropped on the prospect's computer gets picked up. Otherwise, you'll be taking prospects away from people that have referred them from your team members. Larry says he's using Facebook retargeting tool. Cool. Let me have a look at that. I'll grab that link, Larry, and have a look later. That's your JVZoo affiliate link. I'm not sure if I can actually grab it. Larry, can you send me that via Facebook, please? Because I can't actually grab that. I'll take a quick look. It might. I've got some Facebook retargeting tools. I've got Extractor to scrape IDs, but unfortunately, I got my Facebook ad account banned. Whoops. Yes, that is one of the challenges at the moment. I stopped as soon as I knew that you weren't allowed. So. Yeah, Facebook don't allow you to scrape IDs. I don't think they ever did, to be honest, but they've put it in their terms and conditions now that you possibly get your account lost. Could we have a checkpoint of the main points you cover in the webinar, Sue said. Let me grab a pen and paper. You certainly can. If you don't see it over the next week, Sue, could you let me know and just kind of remind me? I'll put a quick note here. Checkpoints for webinars. So get started, fast, and advanced. Yeah, that's a good point. A little blueprint or something would be good. Cool. All right. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I think I've kind of explained a lot to you tonight. If you've got any questions, hopefully you're in the group, and you know we're always there. There's always a lot of people engaging and taking part and interacting, and I appreciate you. You know, if you've got any questions, don't feel silly, don't feel stupid. Just take part and pop a question in the group, and somebody will answer it as quickly as possible, either myself or one of our incredible team members. So again, I think probably look out for the retargeting advert that I've put in front of you. At the moment, I've just got the sidebar ad, but you'll probably also see a newsfeed ad, and that'll take you through to the coaching page. If you want to work closer with me on some of this stuff, make sure you apply. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, you know, I just wanted to create something, and it shows right now that there's some people that want to go deeper in this process, and I want to work closer with those people that do. I'm still here to serve you in the group, and you know, to do webinars from time to time, but everything you need is in the team site traffic trainings. Is Blue Page still okay, Gavin? I don't think it is, Jax. No, I think it's probably not now. Larry says he stopped scraping too. Yeah, good plan. All right, cool. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it. Go and have yourself an enjoyable evening, whatever you're going to be doing, and I will see you in the group soon. I'll probably be doing. Remember, I'm going to be starting a new team site soon, so you'll be able to see what I'm doing. I'll report back on the blog so you can actually see it in progress. I am going on holiday in a couple of weeks for 1 week. But I will take my laptop with me because I want to keep in touch and make sure I'm still giving you what you need. All right, take care, and I will see you very soon. Thanks again. I appreciate everything you do. Bye-bye.